Yo, so kind of a not the typical video, but this is something different. I want to do other things channel wise, not just LS related stuff. So everybody welcome Wayne. That is my dad's, well, was my dad's '01 Dodge Ram 2500 with the 24 valve Cummins. So without getting all weird about it, there's just things. Anyways, so got this truck for a specific reason, not because we needed it or we're looking for a second gen or anything. I grew up with this truck, so there's just some reasons why I wanted to have this truck. Some I'm not gonna say out loud because I don't want it to start any type of drama in case this video ever gets around to him or his wife or other people. So let's go over, shirts. We have shirts. There's 25. All the XLs are sold out. I think there was only, how many XLs? Double XL, not XL. Was it double XL or XL? One of the two. One of them are sold out. So I think there's only some larges left, and then mostly mediums and smalls. So none of your wives will be in the medium or smalls. I'm sorry. I gotta chill out. I'm kidding. I'm sure they're fine, skinny ladies. If it ain't 280, it ain't a lady. Anyways, so I actually started this video pretty late. I should have started this video 2 days ago when we got it. So when we picked it up, it was completely engulfed or covered in mud, whichever word you prefer to use. Front to back, top to bottom, I mean just mud caked on because of where he lives out in the country. It has the obvious seat tear. I was trying to think of something clever. Didn't think of nothing. But yeah, I'm trying to keep it as stock as possible. As you see, of course, I'd like to make the seat a little more comfortable, but I mean, I grew up riding this a lot, so I'd like to keep it as original looking ish as possible, even keeping the factory radio because it still works. Just have to find some CDs. One of the so instead of just rambling, saying random stuff, one of the main things I was saying was I should have started this video day before yesterday when we got it, because there was issues. So before he sold it to me, he was having injection pump issues. He was having an issue where it wouldn't go past 1300 RPM. So he would get in it and he would drive and it'd be good, shut it off, go back to get in it, start driving, and it wouldn't go past 1300 RPM. Very long story short, because I went through a bunch of diagnosis things. I was getting a code. He hadn't checked the code yet, so I checked the codes when I got it, and it was giving a injection pump firing order code thing, which obviously these 24 valves are a computer controlled fuel system. It's not like 12 valve where it's ancient and mechanical stuff. So I cleared that code, and then there was, we'll get to this in a second. So that red wire right there, it has a fusible link on it already, which is right there. I just can't get to it. But I noticed, so need that. Fuck it. This has an aftermarket alarm system with remote start and everything, and it doesn't work anymore. So I just came out here and I was like, well, I wonder if I can mess with that. Maybe just the wire's wrong, or not wrong, but old and broken, or a fusible link is no good or something. And I checked the fusible link and this red wire because I assumed it went to the sound system because it was running that way. I didn't really look past that horn. And there was black piece in this red wire, and it was hard. And I said, okay, that's a fusible link inside the wire itself, which is interesting because it already had a fusible link, but this fusible link over here, see if I can, right there, is aftermarket. So I'm like, why does it have an aftermarket one and that one? I assume that's a factory one because factory, they put it in line. And so I just cut it out and I left it. I left the two sides completely just bare, not touching anything, not touching each other. And I go to get in it. I started up right afterwards. I go to get in and leave, and it was like running horribly. It sounded like it was running on 2 cylinders. It was so bad. I tried to go down the street, and it wouldn't even. It would basically just jerk itself along. It was so bad. You go to give it throttle, and it would like. It was so. Went around the block, came home. I was like, okay. The only thing that I changed is that wire. So I just took basically something like that and just put each end on each end and splice the wire back together. And I cleared the codes, and it hasn't thrown a code since. And then I took it to O'Reilly's and I checked the fuel pressure while it was idling, and it was at 18 psi, which is perfect. So fingers crossed, knock on wood. That was a good one, huh? It's that issue is fixed because I don't want to, 1, buy a new injection pump, and 2, replace it, even though I hit up YouTube and I watched some videos and it doesn't seem too hard to replace, but not having to do it, would be nice. It has an upgraded VP44, which is the injection pump. It has the aftermarket on the frame rail lift pump setup. It has 75 horse injectors. Supposedly the VP pump is high output, which I don't know if I just said that because I was thinking of other things. But it has a factory turbo, so we need to upgrade that bad boy. Not get crazy with it, just maybe a step up just to help. You need more air when you add more fuel. But now it runs absolutely great. I just put new batteries in it today, which I should have recorded that too because that was interesting. The posts were opposite of the old batteries, so I had to cross the connections, which weren't reaching the best, which you can tell that looks a little tight, unlike your wife. But I got them all in there. But what I should have recorded was the absolute ass kicking I took last night getting this power steering line off at the gearbox down there and back on. Oh my gosh. That was, so I've never touched one of these trucks before, just like really anything. I just, if it's got to be fixed, I just figure it out along the way, which is what you should be doing along with watching my YouTube videos, so that you don't have to deal with 3-hour debacles that I deal with. But this has hydro boost, and this is where it connects to the power steering, both these. Well, this one connects all the way to the gearbox down there. And of course the gearbox doesn't sit nice and flat where the ports for that to go in are facing straight up or out of the way or nice and easy to get to. No, the ports are kind of like, oh, stop thinking that. The ports are like angled like this, and the corner of the engine's in the way, and then all that's in the way. So we were down there, and I spent hours. Actually, I wonder if, oh no, did I throw away? I spent hours laying right there. You can see some of the aftermath. Actually, yeah, you can see some of the aftermath right here. Trying to get that. I thought I had left a broken piece. Oh yeah, I did. It's right here. Trying to get that off. So what I had to do with the hard line where it connects at the gearbox was on, I had to cut it with pliers, which was fun by itself. And then I had to take a hammer and anything that could reach the top side of it, and I had to push it or bang on it to hit it one way, and then find a way to pry it back this way, and then go back and forth like this with a hammer and a breaker bar, so that I could just break it off and then get a socket on top of the what would you call it at that point, the bolt, the nut, basically the top of the port, so that I didn't have to use a wrench, because of course the wrench was stripping it, and I was like, oh my gosh. So that was an absolute pain. I finally finished at 9 o'clock. It had been leaking, so the hose itself burst right there, and it was just throwing, which you can kind of see the excess stuff, just spewing power steering fluid everywhere in this general area whenever you would turn, because this is the high pressure line. Couldn't have just been the cheap return line that just pops right off. No, that'd have been too easy. And then after that debacle, I get in it to just test everything, bleed the system, and I reverse, and the brakes lock up. Even giving it pedal, it wouldn't move. I was like, no fucking way. We are not about to do this, because that would have meant the hydro boost was bad. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I'm sitting there messing with it. It like locks up completely, and then it just barely unlocks, so it'll move, and then it locks right back up, and the pedal was hard as a rock. And I finally got it back over there on the curb, out of the way of the road, or out of the way, up against the curb, out of the road. And I was like, okay, that power steering leak is fixed. Hydro boost, I'll deal with you another day. But somehow overnight it self-bled or something, which I don't have any other power steering leaks, which is my assumption that this leaked here because it was catching air in there, not bleeding or venting or whatever. And that was the weakest point of the system, and it burst. But we're golden now. I drove it today, got the registration done, and it runs perfect. I even take the digital gauges that I have that I use in that. I took the Bluetooth scanner and hooked it up to this OBD port, and I use my Bluetooth gauges for this too. And I mean, fuel pressure's great, everything's great. So I should have recorded this earlier, because it was just an absolute debacle. Well, yesterday. So next we're gonna re-tint the windows. It had a toolbox and bed caps on it. He took those off, so we're gonna put new bed caps on it, put another toolbox in it. I'm gonna keep that, but I'm gonna just erase the phone number, or scrape the phone number off. But I kind of want to keep the decal, just because certain reasons. It needs new tires, but these look great. They're dry rotted. Don't worry, it's just how these Dodges are. I still got it. We even have, so my dad bought this in 2007, 2008 with 30,000 miles on it, and it just barely hit over 200,000. It's at 203. And it's four-wheel drive. Has to be four-wheel drive. And he kept all this stuff, which, I mean, to me, this isn't like a all original Cuda or a classic like 50-year-old car, but it's considered an antique in what? So we got 2001 to 2021 is 20 years. So 2, 3, 4, one more year. One more year? 2 more years. Is it 25 or is it 30? I don't remember. I think it's 25. Anyways, but yeah, I gotta fix that. But we'll get to the interior next. The rear end was completely bone dry on gear oil, so I filled that up. I looked at the tags, and it has 354 gears, unless my dad had them changed at some point, but I don't know. My dad and I stopped talking a long time ago, so if you get it, you get it. But didn't need the truck, but it's here now, and it will stay here for a very long time. So Big Papa, I don't think so. This is nickname is Big Papa, obviously Cuda, and we named this one Wayne since the obvious reasons. But anyways, just want to make a short video. Everybody welcome Wayne to the channel, even though he won't be unless I gotta do some major stuff. Maybe he'll be a part of the videos. Also want to build a diverse YouTube channel, not just strictly LS stuff. But go get a shirt. There's only 25. So just if I sell all these, I can get more, and I'll do more XLs, double XLs, and larges, since XL seems to be the most popular. So appreciate you being here for a quick 20 minutes or whatever this is. Maybe we'll be doing the Camaro soon. I don't know. Just money, money, money. So, oh, we still got this going on too, but it's over there waiting. It's ready to go. But I'll see y'all next time. Hopefully something actual build related, building something. But until then, how about you go build something yourself, go do something.